last one.
Independence Day Resurgence is directed by Roland Emmerich and stars Jeff Goldblum and Liam Hemsworth, and is a sequel to the 1996 action film Independence Day. So to just get through this one really quickly, it's pretty much a sequel that no one asked for. The first Independence Day didn't at all end on a cliffhanger or any possibility for any type of sequel. But you know Hollywood, they want money, so Independence Day Resurgence is here. And going into this, I saw this on Tuesday, so yesterday. It has bombed completely at the box office. It made $40 million on its opening weekend, which isn't bad. But for the budget this thing had, it's belly flopping. Because the CGI in this movie, which is probably where most of the budget went, totally looks amazing, and that you can tell that they put a lot of work into it. And it's not like this movie has a weak cast either. You got Jeff Goldblum, Maika Monroe, Liam Hemsworth. I mean, those aren't B-movie actors. But from the get-go, if a person on the planet died every time Jeff Goldblum made a crappy joke, I think there'd be like 7 people left on Earth. I mean, the first movie had its funny parts, but it didn't ruin its intense action sequences for a crappy joke. It's kind of like an immature 7th grader wrote this movie. It's childish. Like, the jokes literally gave me a headache. And I saw this in IMAX, so like the jokes were just surround sound, chairs were vibrating every time someone would make a joke. I couldn't get over it. The thing that worried most people about the release of Independence Day Resurgence is the fact that Will Smith his character didn't die in the first one, but he just didn't want to be in it. So, like what they did in Jaws the Revenge, when one of the main actors didn't want to make a new movie, they made them die. And in this movie, Will Smith died during a test flight. The dude knows how to fly. He won't just die during a test flight. And you can tell that the writers just quickly put that in because it's pretty much a good, I think, 5 seconds. They're just like, oh, your dad was a great man. He died during a test flight. Aliens. That's about it. So at the beginning, it pretty much starts with Liam Hemsworth and his buddy in a spaceship on the moon. And I think they said $250 billion machine or structure starts tipping. So they get their ship and start pushing it. They grab it and push it. Just from that point, I knew that I was going to hate this movie. I knew it. And from that one scene, I knew that it was going to be completely different from the first one. Because it's not at all like Ride Along 2, where you know the first one was stupid, or like Now You See Me, the first one was stupid, so the second one's going to be stupid. It's not like that. The first one wasn't stupid. It was actually good for a 90s action thriller. And this one is a crappy comedy. I'm also surprised Kevin Hart isn't in this. In Maika Monroe, I absolutely love her. In indie movies like It Follows and The Guest, she has breathtaking performances. In this year's The Fifth Wave, I was unbelievably disappointed. She plays this goth character and it's just atrocious. And her performance in this movie is good, but not. Because when she's crashing a plane, her scream, it's like the climax of the movie, right? And I don't know what happened, but this is her scream. Ah! Imagine that for a big Hollywood blockbuster with a very respected actress. That's not how it works. In Brent Spiner, he plays Dr. Brash's owner, something like that. And he, without a doubt, is my least favorite part of the movie. Minus Jeff Goldblum, he adds in the worst jokes. He gets out of a coma and he wakes up and he's just an annoyance from the second he wakes up. Almost as annoying as a surprisingly terrible Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum was in The Fly. He was in Jurassic Park. What is he doing in this? The only good portions of the film are the third act, which is actually a mix of Godzilla. And that's about it. The first 2 acts before the third act are a headache. Legit a headache. It's not like you can just sit back and have fun with this movie. This movie is just horrible. Liam Hemsworth, he has been in his fair share of bad movies. With him being a good actor, he does the same exact thing. He was a decent actor who needs to fire his agent. And though it has some great one-liners, like, it's landing in the Pacific Ocean. What part? all of it. There are lines like that that can make or break a movie, and this movie does both. It tries to bring in these things that don't even make sense. It's just like the moon, the dust of the moon randomly get up and make a spiral, and then a ship comes out of it. Things like that are what confuse me. It has easily one of the worst scripts of the year, and the thinnest characters, and the weakest narrative, that it gave me a headache even thinking about how to write this. How the writers had just so many bad jokes. It's like these are the jokes that were left over after like Zoolander 2. The very ending made me even hate it even more. I'm not gonna all spoil it, but it's just the last line. I can't even tolerate talking about this movie anymore. I really didn't enjoy it. Jeff Goldblum tried his best. Liam Hemsworth tried again. And Maika Monroe stick with indie films. But the CGI is great. And even some of the jokes, they will make you chuckle. That's just, I mean, with enough bad jokes, they just can make you chuckle. But it's all of the horrible ones, the thin characters, and the weak narrative that just completely bomb the thing. So to keep this one short, even though it's going to be relatively short, I hope, I'm going to give Independence Day Resurgence a D. What did you guys think of this movie? I've been very disappointed with this week's releases, with The Shallows, which wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, and then this one with... it could have been so much better. So next weekend, one of the ones that I'm a bit skeptical about, The Purge Election Year is coming out, and Tarzan, which I have zero interest in seeing, and The BFG, which that is one of my favorite books from my childhood, so I am wanting to see that, and hoping to see The Neon Demon and Swiss Army Man, because those are getting wider releases. I believe that Swiss Army Man is going nationwide instead of just 2 theaters this time. So I really, really want to see that movie, so just keep on the lookout and hope that not all the movies sucked as bad as this one.